All right, so let's talk about trans kids for a minute. If your kid comes to you and that kid, boy or girl, is confused. They don't know today if they're a boy, they're a girl. They don't know if they want to be a boy or if they want to be a girl. They're trying to figure themselves out. You should encourage your kids that that is not a choice or a decision or a lifestyle that a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old has the mindset to make. Those things, when you decide to have that lifestyle, or that's how you decide that you are that's just how you are. That's something that should be made as a decision that should be made as you get older. And now, I'm not saying that there are some kids that at a young age are like, oh well, I'm gay, and that ends up being how they are for the rest of their life. But for you to push that as a parent, oh yeah, son, today wear panties to school, or tell your daughter that, yeah, you know what, if that's how you feel, baby, go put on your brother's jeans and shirt and his shoes, and let's see how it works out for you. That's wrong. You shouldn't tell your kids at a young age that it's okay to make that decision. And you shouldn't encourage it as a parent, because you're confusing that child way more. That kid is then going to say, well, my mom and dad said it's okay, so it must be okay. When in reality, it is not okay. It's actually wrong. It's actually very wrong. And it's against the Bible. I'm not saying that we all live 100% according to what the Bible says. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, the Bible, whatever. I'm not here to preach at you. But what I'm here to tell you is what you're doing to your kids when you tell your kids it's okay to not know what or who they are at 10 years old. Now, granted, they're not going to know who they are when it comes to the person that they're going to grow up at and be. They don't know who they are as far as what they'll do for a living and to provide for their family. But they do know if they're a boy or a girl. It's easy to look down and see what God gives you that makes you a boy, a girl, or a man, or a woman. If it was intended to be other ways, some men would have some women parts, and some women, there would be a neutral gender. There are two genders, man, woman, both equal, one not better than the other, man and woman, not man, woman, and he, she. That's not how this is, and you know it. I know it, you know it. And here's another thing, in my opinion, people that allow their kids to take like hormone treatments and stuff that because their kid thinks they want to be trans, if you do that and you let your kids do that, that's child abuse, in my opinion. You shouldn't, those things, decisions like that, that's a huge step for a small child. Decisions like that should be left up to that child as they get older. That way, because if you start pushing that, if your son comes to you and he's like, Dad, I think I'm gay, I want to dress like a girl, I feel like a girl, I don't feel like a boy, and you start encouraging that, that kid would or might have changed their mind and be like, wow, I was just going through a phase. But you push it, then they say, well, Mom and Dad accepted it, so it's okay. But it's not okay. It is not okay to encourage your kids to have a lifestyle like that. It's not okay to encourage your kids to go to school and tell their friends, well, my mom and dad said that it's okay to be a girl today. No, it ain't. Your son is your son. Your daughter is your daughter. There is no in between when it comes to a son or daughter. It's either one or the other. Our kids see and hear so much bad shit on social media and at school, and schools teach them things that we don't know about, and they see things, they hear things that they're never going to tell you about. These things get pushed on them at school, whether we know it or not. And I'm not saying it's the teachers telling them to do this, but other kids that are early in life and they are dealing, with this confusion or whatever you want to call it. And then parents at home are saying, yeah, baby, it's acceptable. No, it's not. Listen, I'm not going to keep talking about this because this is a very cut and dry right and wrong situation. If you have a son, you should want your son to grow up and be a successful, strong, man. You should want him to grow up and work hard. You should want him to grow up and be successful and have a wife and have grandchildren for you and continue your family's legacy, or, you know, just to continue your last name. If you have a daughter, you should want that daughter to grow up, find her a man that will treat her with respect, will treat her well, will do his best to provide for her. You shouldn't encourage your kids to go out, dress like the opposite sex, and say that it's okay, and let them just think that, hey, you know, this is right, because it is all the way wrong. If you sign your kids up for like hormone therapy or something, you should be charged with some type of child abuse, and there should be an age on that where you can't give kids hormone therapy. No kid needs. You're messing when you start doing that. Also, you mess with that kid's body. You throw the way that kid is going to grow. You throw it off completely. That kid, people are born with everything that they need to grow to be a man or a woman the way they were born. The point is, guys, if you tell your kids at an early age that's okay to be transgender and it's okay to be gay, you know, and these kids are 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, maybe younger, it's wrong, guys. Kids don't understand. Kids are confused about these things. They see social media, they see YouTube, and look at some of these YouTubers that are full-blown trans, and they're promoting that to your kids. It's nothing. It's wrong. I mean, simple as that. Teach your kid to grow up and be a successful member of your community and society, to grow up and be a strong, independent woman or a strong, independent man, and make your way. If they choose later in life that to be gay, you know, or if that's where life leads them, I guess is a better way to say it, then that is for them at that point in life. But it is not okay to tell your kids that it is okay. Anyway, that's the end of my rant, guys. I don't agree with it. My kids know the difference, and I mean, it's just the way you should teach your kids. I mean, in my opinion, I would never tell someone how to raise their kid, but in my opinion, if you tell your kids that it is okay to be that way at an early age, or let them be confused at an early age about dressing like a boy or girl, or whether they are a boy or girl, when it's very clear they're either one of the two, they're not both, or in the middle, you're doing your kids wrong, and you're going to cause your kids to have way more issues in school and in life than if they made this decision on their own later on. So I'm going to cut it off there, guys. Leave your comments down below what you think. I hope you guys have been enjoying all these videos. Yes, YouTube has age restricted most of them. They're moving the share button around. You should still be able to copy and paste the link. If not, you could share the channel page. I mean, the channel link itself. You know, the left does not like us to speak out like this. But we're past the time to be quiet. Lots of things in our society needs to change. And until we start speaking up, it's not going to. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll let you guys later.